the designer of that Maersk train. Actually, I've been working on the latest Lego City passenger train, and before that I worked on the factory hobby train, which was a project made in collaboration with 10 fans from the community, and I was one of them. I think what makes that train most special is obviously the collaboration with Maersk and the color scheme we have, Maersk blue color, and the fact that it's a very detailed train engine with many nice features, and especially targeted to grown-up kids. The main difference between this train and the other trains that I've made before is the age mark and the level of detail we put in that train, and the complexity and the challenges and the special tricks we put into that train to make it enjoyable while building. For example, here in the front we have a very tricky way to have the angle. We would not do that for a young kid, but for such a train we've been able to do special tricks and special angles inside to have that shape. And same thing here, for example, and also in the back here. I think this train will appeal for the Lego train fans, especially because of the uniqueness of that train. Also because we have some special parts unique to that set. For example, the slope here, 1 by 2 by 2/3 in Maersk blue. And we have a special figure here with a special decoration, and it's also unique to that set. Something also that very interesting is that it is a complete set in a way that it's not only an engine or wagons or a truck, it's all together. That it makes it very interesting. It would appeal also for model train collectors because it's a replica of a real train that existed in that unique livery. That train is totally compatible with all the other Lego trains we have. It's the same magnet system, it's the same wheels, the same width. We can use the same power function elements to power it, the same elements you find in city trains, for example. It's not powered in this case, so you can power it the way you want, basically. I'm very happy with the way it ended with the scale. Usually we have to really compromise a lot on the length and the width, and in this case I managed to make it a little bit longer than usual, which helped a little bit with the overall look of the train. I'm actually very happy with the way the train looks in the end, because it looks very realistic. It has a lot of details, and it has many techniques that are a bit tricky but very cool to use, and I've been able to make the engine a bit longer than what we do usually for Lego trains. It still fits curves and crossings and switches, and it was quite a challenge to do that. If you took, for example, the passenger train, it's hard to say if it's based on a real train. Everyone will recognize that it's iconic because it's a passenger train with the colors we know from somewhere, but it's not. It was not based on one particular train brand or anything like that. This one is based on an actual train model with all the specifications for that train, with, for example, the air brake being there and the horns being there and all details being at the right place. That's one thing that makes it a bit different compared to the other trains we have in the assortment. The other ones are very iconic, very easily recognizable, but not necessarily as much detail compared to this one. Now, if we look at all the cool functions we have in a train, let's start with the engine. Here you can open, for example, the cab and the driver's in, and you have here the side panel. By removing it, you actually unveil the detailed motor. It's a replica of a 16-cylinder engine. When you motorize it, actually the battery box goes instead of the motor, and the receiver would go here. Then you have the containers, which have opening doors. You can fill them, there's plenty of room. And this one is a reefer actually. There's the reefer container, and there's the regular container, which also have opening doors, and a little box here. You can take the container on and off the trailer, have the legs for the trailer, or put it on a shunter, by the way. And we have also different ways to stack the containers on the wagon. That's the standard with one container. We can also use the little brick we had earlier, put it here, and then we have 2 containers on the wagon. And we can also stack them on top of each other, as we see quite often.